Hey everybody, I'm Isaiah and welcome back to my topic channel. So if you guys saw my last video where I explained why I've been gone throughout the year, I told you guys that I was going to have one final haul video. This isn't my final haul video, but an entire haul video showing you guys everything I've gotten in the past year and even some of the stuff this year. And I told you guys it was going to be the biggest haul that I've ever done on this channel, and I think it might actually be. There's a lot of stuff to go over in this video and a lot of stuff to show off. So like every other haul video, some of these things I bought, some of these things were gifts. It's video games, movies, a lot of memorabilia of stuff that I enjoy and also that you guys will probably enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to show you guys all the video games that I got first. You know, a lot of them are Nintendo. I do have a couple of Microsoft and Xbox ones in there. I unfortunately don't have any Sony or PlayStation stuff to show you guys. So let's just get right into it. So I'm going to start with the Switch games, and the very first one I got was Mario Golf Super Rush. This game is really fun, and I'm glad to have another Mario sports game on the Switch. I have Mario Tennis Aces that I showed you guys in my very last haul video, so I was able to get that throughout the year, and I am so excited for Mario Strikers to come out. It actually comes out next week, so I'm really excited for it. Then the next game to go in with the Switch got Mario Party Superstars. This is the newest Mario Party that came out that has all different boards from the past Mario parties. This game is really fun, and in my opinion, a definitive Mario Party on the Switch. And then since we passed Christmas last year as well, for Christmas I got Splatoon 2. This game is really fun, better than I expected actually, and Splatoon 3 is coming out. I'm excited for it, but I don't think I'm going to pick it up right away because I just got Splatoon 2. So really fun game, and I recommend any of the Splatoon games if you haven't gotten any of them yet. And then the very last Switch games I got, which probably the newest one, is Nintendo Switch Sports. I was so excited when this got announced. I played Wii Sports a ton back on the Wii, so it was really cool to have Nintendo Switch Sports. So here's the box that it comes with, and it even comes with the leg strap. You get 6 games on there: badminton, golf, comes out in the fall, tennis, bowling, and chumbada. So really fun. And then if you wanted to know, this is what the actual case looks like. Has the characters on the back. Really fun game. So those were all the Switch games. I'm going to show you guys now the 3DS games and one DS game I got, and that was Mario Hoops 3-on-3 for the DS. I have so many fond memories with this game. One of my favorite childhood games of all time. Really fun game. Highly recommend if you don't have it in your collection yet. Next up, we have the Lego Movie video game on the 3DS. Really fun game as well. Had this on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. I no longer have those copies anymore. So when I saw it on the 3DS for pretty cheap, I couldn't pass up on it. And then I also got Regular Show, Mordecai, and Rigby in 8-Bit Land. Really fun game. Really fun side-scroller if you're into those games. Really highly recommend the game if you like Regular Show, if you like any side-scrollers at all. And then the final game, which I don't have a case for yet, is Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Really fun game, and again, another like really super cheap game that I found, so I couldn't pass it up. So those were all of the Nintendo games that I got, but I also got one Xbox game, and that was Lego Harry Potter The Collection. This has both games on it, years 1 through 4 and years 5 through 7. Really awesome game. Really fun from what I've played of it so far. Highly recommend if you love Harry Potter like I do, or if you like Lego games in general. Really fun. And then I'm throwing this in because it kind of counts as a video game, but I have a Tiger electronic of Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, because like the Tigers are kind of like the memes of the video game community. You can't count them as video games, but they're ridiculous, and when I saw this, I couldn't pass it up. So those are all like the main games, but I also do have some collectibles for different game consoles. For example, I got a new Pulse Red Xbox One controller, which is really sweet, nice, and it works really well. And also for the 3DS, I got a Game Boy original case, and you can actually press the buttons. Really cool, holds 6 games in there. But then I also, since it was on sale, I even ended up getting a 96-in-1 game holder for the 3DS. So it has like all the different sleeves in there that holds all your games. I already have some in there as well. And it's also very like durable, like a hard shell. And I would recommend this if you have a 3DS and want to also store a lot of your games. I'll put a link to this in the description, but really highly recommend this case. So those were all of the video games physically. I actually do have some digitally for different consoles like Xbox and the Nintendo ones. So I'm actually going to show you guys them right now. Okay, so my digital games on Xbox that I got were Lego The Incredibles for Xbox One. And then for the 360, I have DuckTales Remastered and Skate 3. And then for digital games on 3DS, I was able to get Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Then I got some new SNES games with it as well. I got F-Zero. So those were all of my video games. So now I'm actually going to show you guys all of like the movies that I got throughout the year. So I have some both Blu-ray and regular DVDs to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the Blu-rays first. So the very first one that I got last year was Rocket Man. And I've been looking for this movie so long. I love Elton John. This movie was really well done. Really great. Such a good like drama, comedy. Such a good, great biopic. Man, like biopics have been hitting hard in the past couple of years. This movie was so good. I highly recommend if you're like a music fan in general, but also if you just like want a good drama to watch, Rocket Man's a good one to watch. And then let's move from drama to comedy. Free Guy. Finally got Free Guy on Blu-ray actually after Christmas. And this movie was so good. I saw it in the theaters, was really happy with how it was done. One of the better video game movies that has come out in recent years. I feel like a lot of like movies based on video games have been doing a lot better and have been getting more well received. Really great movie. Ryan Reynolds was great in it. The entire cast was great. Highly recommend Free Guy if you haven't seen it yet. And if you want to know kind of what it's about, think about GTA with actual characters. Really fun game and fun movie to watch. Now, next up, since that No Way Home with Spider-Man was coming out and everything, I actually got the double feature of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So we got Amazing Spider-Man on Blu-ray and had to do Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well. So, such great movies, such great films. Andrew Garfield is extremely underrated now. When he first came out, people were either iffy with him or thought he was terrible. But as years went on, they did a third one. Where were you guys in 2014? We could have got a Spider-Man 3. An Amazing Spider-Man 3. But so great. I actually bought this one on Amazon, and I was going to buy the second one once I found it. But a couple days later, I was in a Rite Aid. And they actually had a DVD and a Blu-ray section, and I found Amazing Spider-Man 2 in there, like, completely out of nowhere. So, had to pick up Amazing Spider-Man 2. And speaking of No Way Home, of course I got No Way Home on Blu-ray. So, yes, I got Spider-Man No Way Home Movie of the Year. Probably the best Marvel movie ever made, and the best superhero movie ever made. And my personal new favorite movie. This movie was so good. Oh, I can't say enough on this movie. This movie was so great. If you have not seen that yet and you are a Marvel fan, what is wrong with you? Go see it. Watch it now. I'm not going to go full into detail about it, but it's so good. And speaking of superheroes, Deadpool. I was finally able to get Deadpool 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. They were both on sale, so I got them on Amazon. And these were kind of like a guilty buy because they were on Hulu, and I heard that they were going to be taken off of Hulu like very soon. And I actually don't know if they're still on there, but I'm glad I was able to have Deadpool 1 and 2. And these movies are really great. Probably the best independent Marvel movie, not counting the MCU. Deadpool was really, really good. So those are all the Blu-rays that I've got. Now, let's move on to the DVDs, the plain, standard black case DVDs. Okay, so the first actual regular DVD, was able to get Wayne's World 2 finally. I've had the first one for a while, but I was finally able to add Wayne's World 2 to my collection. really sweet. The next up is The Waterboy, finally on DVD. I love Adam Sandler, which I've shown a lot of him on this channel before, so I was finally able to add The Waterboy to my collection. Okay, so the next DVD I'm going to show you guys is Goosebumps. Finally was able to add this to my collection. I've loved this movie since I first saw it back in 2015, and it always slipped my mind when I was thinking about DVDs and Blu-rays to get. And it was only $5 at Target, and it was during Halloween when I picked this up, so I really couldn't pass up. I was like, I have to get that. It's a great movie to watch during Halloween, and Jack Black is hilarious in this movie. If you haven't seen this, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have, I do recommend this movie. Goosebumps, really great. And the next movie is probably one of like my favorite high school movies. It's one like movies where, you know, they're like buddy movies. You watch them during high school or college. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, and I'm hoping I don't get demonetized for this packaging. This is the unrated version, even though there is the theatrical version on here, but I highly recommend that. I'm not going to show that anymore because I don't want to get this video demonetized, but go, if you haven't watched it, go see it. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix right now. Really great movie. Just be wary on who you're watching with. It's not a family movie. It's more of like a high school to college movie. But I do recommend that. And speaking of movies that are definitely not for kids, Get Out. This movie is so good, but it's really, really trippy, especially if you watch it after seeing it for the first time. This deserves its own Movie Monday like episode, so what, after I get Movie Monday started, maybe I'll talk about this. This movie is so good. Like I said, it's extremely trippy, especially on your second viewings. Let me know if you've ever watched this and if you went back and watched it again, and let me know your thoughts about it still, because I still think it's a really good movie, but in my opinion, it's one of the movies where the more you watch it, the stranger it gets. It's really good though, so I would recommend it, but just be wary. It's not extremely scary, more on the lines of just like creepy and really messed up, but it's really good, so I would recommend that. But let's get more into like the lighter hearted comedy side. Finally was able to get Good Boys on DVD. Again, it was on sale, so I, for $5, had to get this. This is such a good movie. A nice like light-hearted comedy. It's really funny. I would highly recommend this. It's actually also a forgotten movie. Like, it got a lot of buzz when it first came out, but then as time went on, people had just stopped talking about it. But really great movie. Highly recommend that. Speaking of like very underrated movies, Detroit Rock City is such a good movie. Again, it's like one of those buddy movies. Really good, really funny in a lot of scenes. It's about a Kiss tribute band in the 70s getting ready to go see Kiss in Detroit, but one of their parents burns their Kiss tickets and they have to figure out a way. Such a good movie. You don't have to be like a Kiss fan or a rock fan to watch it, and it's not like there's a lot of rock references you won't understand. This movie is actually extremely understandable if you're just watching it for the first time. I would highly recommend this movie. Really great, really good. Highly recommend it. And probably the most underrated movie on this list, The Love Guru. This movie is extremely hilarious. Mike Myers and Jessica Alba are extremely funny in this. Very underrated movie, as when it first came out, people absolutely despised it, and it actually is known as the movie that ruined Mike Myers' actual acting career. Sure, he has like the other Shrek movies that came out a couple years later, but after this, he really wasn't called back for a lot of other movies. I don't know why, because that movie is actually not a career-ruining movie. It's extremely funny, in my opinion, and if you just want like a lighthearted comedy, yeah, I would highly recommend that. So those were all the DVDs, but I actually got one more. So also during this past year that I've been gone, I've actually had a birthday, and my friend, she got me the complete series of Zooranger Super Sentai on DVD, and I love Super Sentai. If people ask me if I'm an anime guy, I really don't like anime. I really can't get into it, but Super Sentai I've always loved. It's what actually started Power Rangers. but Super Sentai is so good. It's not lighthearted or campy. No, this is like dark and serious, and it's so good. So if you haven't seen Super Sentai, I would highly recommend just like even watching a couple episodes of this one, or if you just see any episodes or any specials, I would recommend if you kind of like the Japanese like movies, or if you like anime, as a lot of animes actually take influence and some references from Super Sentai, but this was really cool to get, so I'm really happy about that. So one thing that happened in like the past year is that I've been getting more into like card games. And I actually got like two that like are my favorites. Like, so I got New Phone Who This. I actually first saw this like online, and it's really funny. You need more than 2 people to actually play the full game. It's really fun though, really hilarious. It's basically you have to put down an inbox card and put down the funniest reply. It's so good. And speaking of funny replies, Joking Hazard. This game is really fun to play, but be wary on who you play it with, because this game is not for kids. It might look like with the cartoons, it might look like it's good for kids, but no, it is not. Do not be wary on who you play this with, but it's such a fun game. Me and my friends have actually been having like a great time playing it, and it's been completely fun, both those games. So like those were like the only like 2 like other games I got, but the other stuff is more like memorabilia. Like for example, I actually have something that's really cool, and also some are kind of hard to find because I've never seen these before. But I found a bunch of game magazines. What? So the first one that I actually had gotten is Expert Gamer, and this doesn't just go into like Nintendo, even though it's just like the Mario Party. It actually has like a lot of other games in here. Like for example, they have like PlayStation with indie snowboarding. They have an Army Man game throughout. They have all different things. They even have like different cheat codes. And here, oh, these are really cool. And the entire thing, what it's marketed for, all different games, and there even is what it says as it is advertising on there. There is an entirely part, if I can find it, to Mario Party, which is really sweet. Let me see. Here it is. It shows off Mario Party, which is really sweet. So it has all the different things in here. Man, this is awesome. So then also, all the other ones are called PlayStation magazines, which are extremely sweet. So I didn't have any video games based on Sony or PlayStation, but I did have these cool memorabilia. So we have one with cool game on the cover, and it even has like one for Quest 2 or Crocs 2. These are really cool to look at, and they're really awesome, really well done. Here's one with Lara Croft on the cover from Tomb Raider. Really sweet. Oh man, dude, these are awesome. Here's one with Mortal Kombat and all different things on here. Even got my boy Gex on the back. Talked about the new game. Also has, oh, like look at this cover. This is awesome. We also have, looks like Jurassic Park, even though I don't think it is, like Dino Crisis. Really cool, really sweet. And then finally we have another one with Resident Evil. These are really sweet, and let me know if you guys want me to just do like an entire video just looking at these, and like also looking at different game magazines and talking about them, because I feel like that could be its entirely own video. But those are really cool. Now the next thing, they're books, but they're actually like really cool books. So again, like for my birthday, one of my friends actually got me the complete Ultimate History of Video Games Volume 2, which was really sweet. Goes from the Sega, from like the late 90s to all the way to the mid 2000s with the Wii, talking about how Sega kind of failed with the Dreamcast, but how Sony picked up, and how all different consoles were placed in. And since she got me volume 2, I had to, of course, get volume 1 myself, which is really sweet. This goes based on like the Nintendo and the Atari. Even has some pictures in there, like showing you guys like video game history. These are really cool books, and these books are kind of like coffee table books. You know, like you look at them, you don't fully like read them into detail. You kind of look at like the different chapters that you want, but these are really, really sweet books. So earlier this year, and like a couple of this past month, I was down in Old City near down like the port and like the piers and stuff, and there was this really cool comic book shop, and they had this thing where it was a mystery. For $10 you got 20 different comics, and so I decided to get one, and I got the one for Marvel, and it was really cool, and all of these are really sick. You don't know which ones you're getting, and they're all different. So for example, we got the Spectacular Spider-Man, which is really cool, and I like how it's actually kind of like sealed. And I have looked through all of these for the most part. We got Captain America, which is really, really sweet. We also have, which one I was really excited to see, Spider-Gwen, which is really awesome. My boy Wakanda, we got the Black Panther. Oh, this is sweet. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You know, we miss you every day. Then we have, which was really cool because I didn't know he had any, Juggernaut, an actual comic book for a villain. Really cool. Then we have one for Return of the Valkyries, which is like King in Black. I've never heard of this, but it's really cool. Let me know if you ever have. Then we have an Avengers comic called The West Coast, which is really cool, and even has like an old like Punisher NES game on there. We have the Alpha Fight, which is really, really cool. Then we have a Thor comic, Complete, which is really sweet, and even has a thing for Black Widow. That looks awesome movie, by the way. Then we have a Magneto comic with Fantastic Four on the back. Like, man, like these are all awesome. Then we have Squadron Supreme, which is funny is that the M&Ms are on the back. I'm showing you guys like the cool backs of them because, you know, that's awesome comics and stuff. Oh, since we're getting that new movie, we're getting Thor and Guardians 3. Got a Guardians of the Galaxy comic. And also, we're getting, speaking of new, Ms. Marvel coming out. Really sweet. We also have an Extreme Carnage. Oh, I love Carnage, so this was awesome to see in here. Then we got some older ones. We got X-Men. Really, really sweet cover. Things from like the 80s. Then we have another awesome classic comic. Got the X Factor, which is really, really sweet. Then another one in like this really cool like plastic. We got Wolverine comic, which is really cool. And then finally we have another X-Men comic. And then we got another X-Men comic book and a Weapon Marvel comic. So anyway, guys, that was my huge 1 year mega haul video. That was a gigantic haul video. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, seeing all the stuff that I got. And thank you guys always for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, because in my opinion, you always need topics in your life. Get ready for Movie Monday, actually coming out very soon. It actually comes out June 7th is when Movie Monday comes out. Hope you guys are ready for that. Gaming Weekends is also coming out on June 11th. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, until I see you guys again, peace to the O, to the U, to the T. Peace out, guys.